Recording in progress. Yay. Hi, friends. Okay, so it's Wednesday night. It is a different night than we're used to, usually maybe hanging out. But it's a new year. There's new things happening all the time. So this is great. A few things we wanted to go over just before we kind of get into more of the like nitty-gritty of some of the ways in which you are going to earn the fun things we're talking about. Is just wanting to recap Super Saturday. I know all of you that are on right now at least caught some of it or have watched the replay. If you were unable to watch it, those of you who are um, maybe watching the recording, because I know most of the ladies that are on right now did watch it. Um, there were some really great things. Like Super Saturday has always been a really great event because, we push and we kind of sometimes crawl over the finish line of a year. And then, you kind of get this reset and this like pep rally of like, okay, everybody, here's where we're at. Here's where we're going this year. And for me, that is always just really helpful. So I actually did not know who Shantae Lowe was prior to her speaking because I just am not like up with all of the Olympic stuff. Like we watch gymnastics, we'll watch some of the fun stuff, but I didn't know. And she was obviously amazing. But her speaking was so good. I had so many great tidbits that I took away from the things that she said. And for all of us, especially that are on the call right now, I loved her like failure is a new beginning and her hindsight is 2020 vision. Like not using that as like, oh yeah, I wish I'd have known that because hindsight's 2020. I know it now. And she's like, y'all, hindsight's 2020. That means like you are equipped to be able to, what'd you say, reframe, refine, and try again. And that is something after doing this for 10 years, like it's just always such a great reminder of like, we're always learning and growing. And whether or not you're starting from, over or just restarting where you're at to grow forward, like we're always restarting with the experience of what we've been through. And this hindsight is 2020. I just loved that. And she said victory can come on the heels of what can seem like loss. That was so good. I also loved when she talked about the comparison steals the joy from your goals. And we're going to talk a little bit more tonight about specificities in your goals versus like what should your goals be based on like other people around you. Because she said, her goal originally was just to go to the Olympics. And she started having this mindset of like, well, I went 4 times, but I never earned a gold medal. Like every time she's like, I finished 6 or I finished this. And she was like, but then I had to like tell myself, like, your goal was never even to earn a gold medal. Your goal was just to get there and you went 4 times. And then of course, beautiful that she ended up earning a medal at the end, but just so cool. I just loved that. I loved her whole thing on waiting and trusting timing to be able to grow into the person who can receive what you're growing or what you're given and what you receive, and to be an active participant in our growth journey. All great things that I took away from that. And we want to keep this short. Otherwise, I would totally say, like, what else did you guys learn? Because I know it's Wednesday night and it's late already. But Emily and Blake spoke about the word icon. And visually, I really feel like this word is kind of just like throwing me and like sticking in my brain in like a good way. Because when you think of an icon, there are so many different types of iconic people. There are like iconic history figures. There are iconic like fashion icons. There are like movie star icons. Like there's so many different types of icons. But to be iconic in our mind is just someone who stands out, who makes a difference, who is like uniquely confident in who they are. Like some like fashion icons look totally nuts and crazy. Like I don't want to look like them or be like them, but they're just like themselves, you know what I mean? And they're just doing their thing. And so that just really has played these fun things in my head that I think I'm gonna do some more fun things with in the weeks to come. But her icon acrostic was inhale and exhale. That was I. C was collaborate with corporate. And going in for the make sure we're collaborating like with each other and with our team. O was ownership, taking ownership of our work, of our business, of our personal mental headspace, like just owning where we're at. We're not victims of circumstance. We all got crap going on. We all got things happening. We got hurricanes, we got ice, we got all kind of Josie's got people breaking in her house at 3 a.m. We all got stuff going on, but we take ownership of this is where I'm at. This is what I can do. This, whether or not it's our fault or not, any of things happening, it's just like it's ownership of our journey. So I really appreciate that because that's something I have to remind myself often too. And non-negotiables. What are our non-negotiable goals? And obviously a lot of this has to do with activity, but I really appreciated some of the ways in which I've heard some leaders speaking more about getting away from treating our business like a checklist because it loses its heart, it loses the excitement, and it makes it feel like a job. And we say this is the best job in the world, and we do need to treat it like a job and not like a hobby, but not the cubicle that you hate going to every day. All right. Like there are some jobs where we're like, I gotta do this, but I wish I wasn't here. And truthfully, when we wrap our brains around getting out of that mindset, like this isn't that at all. I was talking to Kim earlier today. I'm just like, I have been in that place where I'm just like, I have to go make myself do this, or I have to like figure out how to do this again. And it's just like, we get to work toward like trips and like fun things and posting on social media. Like these are our things, like we can enjoy this and actually have fun and be excited about this. So that was really exciting. And rolled me into some just questions I wanted to ask you guys about your specific goals. So we talked about Shantae Lowe. And so I just want to take a minute for you to just either jot down on a piece of paper, if you just have your phone, like flip over to notes really quick, and think about that word icon. If you saw an icon, you saw your face on this person that you see as an icon, what uniquely makes you iconic? What about you is iconic? And a lot of times we don't maybe feel like anything is like crazy and standoutish about ourselves, but there are certain things that are unique to us that God has given us that we can really step into a little bit more. So maybe jot down three of those things. What makes you iconic? Josie has an iconic laugh. She can light up the entire world when she laughs. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to just be business oriented things. Like what makes you an icon in someone else's eyes and in your own eyes? Maybe we need that too. If anyone wants to share one or two of theirs in the comments, that would be great. I'm going to try and figure out a cool thing to do with them at some point, but I have to get Kim to give me a lesson on AI first. Um, but yeah, type into the chat if you want to share some. So I think this is a fun exercise, and maybe it's because I'm like a visual learner instead of like just a like, oh yeah, give me words of affirmation. Thanks. I don't believe you. Do you know what I mean? But like seeing myself, like if I visualize like an iconic person in a magazine, do you know what I mean? Like if that's you, do you remember the old Success at Home magazines that Plexus was always in? We had like the two different magazines that Plexus was in, and they had like that superwoman mom on the front that was like stirring something and she had like a cape on. Like that's what I visualize in my head when I think of just like myself as an icon, or do you know what I mean? Like this whole type of a thing. So anyway, I I just feel like if you can get that visual of you in your brain, like what if we woke up and lived into that version of ourselves? When I see that version of myself, like one of the words I wrote down was strong, but I don't feel strong like every day. Sometimes I feel like a wimp and I'm hesitant and like a wuss, you know what I mean? But like I do feel like I'm a strong person, but I don't live that way and make decisions that way and run my business that way most of the time because that's not how I'm visualizing myself, right? So God has given us so many gifts and so many wonderful personality traits and things that He has developed in us that are so unique. So have this vision, have this like picture of yourself and keep tweaking it or whatever. But what if you have that and you woke up and you said, I am going to be iconically me today. Like I'm going to be the icon version of myself when I put my clothes on today, when I go to work today, when I, open up my phone and I'm choosing to work my business today, I'm going to do it from that version of myself, right? And then the secondary part of that is narrowing down your goals, right? What do you want for your life in 5 years? When you see 5 years down the road, what does it feel like? What's going on? Where are you living? What are the paychecks looking like? What do the bills then look like? What are all of these things that in 5 years, if we committed to the real journey of being iconic in our business and showing up that way in 5 years, what's the goal? What's the dream what would we look like in 5 years? Take just a minute for that. Right? Put a pin in that, but maybe I'm not a great journaler, but if you are, really think about that because these are the things that truly help to seed the why of our business. We all had a why when we first started, and we all knew that we're supposed to reevaluate your why all the time. But it's not just about needing a checklist of things to do. Everyone on this page right now, like that is here live, we know how to work our businesses. We know the ins and outs and what to do and the IPA sheets. There's 18 different ways to skin the cat. You know what I mean? We know the what's. But if the why is coming from that shaky ground or the scarcity mindset or the I need to show up because so and so is counting on me and not just the in 5 years, this is where I want to be and this is where my family needs to be. And I can excitedly show up because I have an avenue to make that happen. Like that's a different place. And sometimes I get confused of like there's too many ways to get there. And it's like, what if we committed to focusing for the next year to meet, 1 year closer to that goal? You don't have to say, this is who I am the rest of my life. You're just like, but right now, this is where God has me. This is what He's called me to do. So, what if I showed up and committed to doing it that way this year? I had written down being iconic isn't about being special, but it's about being confident in who God created you to be. And those are the ways where you will find that internal blessing, that peace, and that joy and that excitement again in our business. So, this is something that I'm excited to kind of go after and really excited to just tap into for myself as a personal growth tool and hope that I can really trickle that down onto you guys too as I'm learning more. But really just pulling the excitement back into why we're here, why we're excited about not just our products, but about our business opportunity and what it can do for your family and for those goals that we have for ourselves. So, speaking of, one of the other things they talked about was the Icon Party in Dallas. So, I hope all of you have Convention 2025 on your calendars. It will be in Dallas. Get Loud Convention is June 17th through the 20th. Obviously, all of these details are on our page. I'm going to pull that up in just a second. But I really loved exactly what you said, Josie, too. Like, what are some short-term goals that we can have for this contest? And they gave us some great ways to have measurable, tangible benchmarks as we're going. So, like, yeah, if we want to be here by July or here by convention, what does that mean for the end of the year? And how are those building blocks getting us to where we really want to be in our lives in the next 5 years, right? So we are pulling that back and we're saying, okay, well, the convention contest is happening right now. So where do I want to be by convention? And they said everybody should have a goal of earning tier 3, right? Let me find my Google Chrome and pull this up. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I just had posted this on the business page. Let me pull this down. Oh no, it always puts my thing right over that. So at the top here, you go to featured. It's up there always. And why can I not see the other half of this? Stop it. Is that like only a halfway for everyone else? That's annoying. Okay. All of this is outlined the credits. So 2,000 credits is a VIP experience. You receive exclusive qualifier gifts, special VIP event check-in, and a patch on your thing. 2,500 credits is retail therapy, which is awesome. That means convention store money. 3,000 credits is this icon party they're talking about. So it's this year's winner's dinner. All of you guys have been to convention before. All of you have the ability to earn this winner's dinner's prize. Like, it is a week and a half, almost 2 weeks in, right? Or it's 2 weeks into January. This is a 5-month contest. It runs through May 31st. So January, February, March, April, May. 5 months. Okay. And so then, of course, flying with me, you get $400 cash. 5,000 credits is the green room, which is a really fun thing. We get the cowboy boots. Emily was talking about all of that. So here are some pictures and things about how to earn those. But look at this, rank up and re-rank credits. So that benchmark rank is your highest paid rank since last September. So if you go back and yes, I used to be gold. Yes, I used to be senior silver. Yes, I used to, I have ranked here before, but from September of last year on, I was really only getting paid as X, Y, and Z, right? So that is your benchmark rank. So you get to re-rank any and all of these and earn these high credit markings, right? I'm going to be shooting for this because I was not ranking diamond since September of last year. So I'm going to be shooting for that extra 500 credits. But then look at these two. We get levels 1 through level 4. So the name of the simple systems now is duplication, right? It's not just about what you can do, but it's about encouraging that +1. Josie just made an incredible post outlining something that Brooke and Amber Miller talked about having our +1. Like, we're always helping people bring a friend with them. We're encouraging people to add. We're helping people to go silver while we're adding our own people, right? So you're earning these enrollment and retention credits 4 levels deep. So when you see those high numbers for these, prizes, just remember it's high levels 1 through 4. They are high credit earnings, and you have 5 months to do this. So let's start now. I would love for all of us that are on this call right now, for all of you who want to really live into the iconic, theme that we're going for, to really have that goal of being at winner's dinner in convention. So I am going to pass it over to Kim, who's going to really outline the other secondary part. Convention contest is huge. That's going to last 5 months. But then on top of that, as you're earning all of these credits and you're growing your paycheck and building your legacy team, you are also having the ability to restart the Fast Start program And that is such a huge gift. So I'm going to pass it over to Kim. She's going to talk about that. And then we're going to just really kind of figure out some of those things before we hop off.
Yes. Before I jump in, I would love for you guys, if you listen, I know we shared the link for the call last night with Blake Shaver, Celeste Gwynn, Jen Hawkins, Tamara Holloway. They were all leading this call, yes, last night. If you were on that call, I know a lot of you guys don't have your um, cameras on. Put a one in the chat so that I know who knows what's up with this stuff. And then that'll kind of help me as I'm explaining, know like how far to back up, so to speak. So if you could just do that real quick, that'll help me know where to start with information. Um, I am very excited about this. I did not fully understand. I feel like they just gave you this little like, hey, we're going to do a fast start refresh on Super Saturday, and then didn't tell us a whole lot about what that actually meant. And it is a huge thing. So, okay, it looks like lots of people didn't have a chance to watch it. I know it was kind of a last minute thing they set up. So it wasn't like we had this on the calendar and, you know, anyway, so fast start refresh, you guys, is so cool. So for this is really set up for anyone who has ever signed up with Plexus before 2025 and is somewhere between a brand ambassador that's signed maybe one person all the way up to senior Ruby. They are going to qualify in this fast start refresh. And I think, yeah, Blake just broke it down really well. So if you didn't watch that call, I'd really encourage you to go back and watch it because he's going to do a more detailed job than what I am going to do right now. But the gist of it is this. You guys all have your business. You all have your customers. You all have your business builders working with you. You have the opportunity right now to grow like a fresh team, like you're starting brand new. So he had it broken down into two categories. So you have your your current team, and you are then going to be creating a fast start refresh team. So everyone starts at essentially brand new zero, and you have the chance to add three and go fast start silver. You have the chance to then continue to grow from there. But all of your growth is going to come from those new enrollments. The so you're this is strategic two ways. One, you're going to be focusing on new growth for yourself and for your own team. So your team is just going to continue to grow more broad, but it's also going to be helpful because your current um, ambassadors are going to have the chance to do the fast start refresh as well, or new or customers. So people who haven't converted yet, but they're current customers, as soon as they convert, they are eligible for the fast start as well. And they can be growing fresh fast start as well in these other parts of your team that's already existing. So it's really an incredible opportunity. It's just a, a way to potentially have really powerful and explosive growth on your team. So I am really excited about that. Everyone has a clean slate for eligibility. It starts January 1st. So everyone is going, and you have 5 months to grow. So it's a little bit different in you can add those three people in. If you don't in January, you can add them in February and you still get the fast start silver bonus. So it's throughout that whole period, but you're starting in January. And so hold on, that's not quite right. I think the fast start clock starts January 1st. So you are in your time frame when you can go silver again for the first time right now. So that's the really short version. So what does this look like for you? Obviously, this is something where we want to recruit our own new customers, but this is also an opportunity for us to really encourage people who maybe were sharing in the past and haven't shared recently. They get a fresh start. So they have the opportunity to start again and build new build new customers and also get those fast start bonuses again. Um, so it is a just a really cool thing. So for all of you guys that are looking to grow strong, healthy legacy businesses and you have big goals for this year, this is just something for overall point growth. This is going to be huge. Um, so what you're going to want to do, I'm going to have a couple little activities for you to do. We'll do them quickly now. And if you feel like you need to go back and kind of think through this and work through this some more, you can take some more time to do it. But some action steps I want you to be working on right now is we're going to think about whole organization for your own business. What was my point goal when I ended at the end of December? And what's my next rank goal? So, and then something we learned on Super Saturday is put a deadline with that. So, what is your next point goal or what's your next rank up goal and when do you want to hit that? And then the next part of that, of course, is to find that gap, work backwards and think about how many points away am I from that point goal? And then the last question to think about really with that is where is my new growth going to come from? So some of this is going to come from your new Fast Start team that you're going to be creating. So that's something you're going to want to create. It's probably not something you're going to be able to do in the few minutes we have left on our call, but I want you to create a list and start of potentials for your fast start refresh. So maybe you already have kind of a hot list. I kind of do that. I have like a hot list of people that I've been in conversation with. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have probably like a blank list at this point, but you're going to be wanting to keep track of the people on your fast start team. And that's just going to be helpful for you as you are working through the next several months, because that's really the growth you're going to be tracking for the extra fast start bonuses is your fast start team. And so that fast start team is going to be contributing to your overall point growth. So it's kind of breaking it down. How much of it's going to be coming from your fast start refresh? And how much of it is going to be coming from your current team or current organization? Who are you going to help add one? Who are you going to help take advantage of the free reset and the $1 membership this month? And who on your team are you going to help add one, essentially? um, or maybe you had someone that added one last month with the free reset offer. Maybe then they would be the people that you're going to approach and say, hey, do you know a couple more people that might be interested in trying Plexus? If you have 3 people order, you can earn $300. What do you think? There, that call last night, or yeah, that call last night, they have a whole board system that they shared with us. And it has all kinds of verbiage on it for reaching out to people, inviting people to the different calls that corporate is doing now. It's full of resources, not to mention all the things that corporate just gave us too. I feel like we have absolutely everything we can think of as far as resources available, as long as we know where to look and where to find them. They are all there. And that boards app is awesome because it's all right in there. And then for they're in the Go app, and they're also going to be on the Plexus landing page. There's an icon at the top. I believe it's called, I wrote it down. I can't remember where I wrote it. I think it's called resources at the top, actually. Um, anyway, so we have all of these things for us to help us as we're figuring out where is this, where are these new points coming from? Um, we have our fast start list, and then we have our current team list. And then um, we also want to be thinking about, and I kind of alluded to this, but I wasn't very specific in it. We want to also help um, our level ones add one. And like I said, if they've already added one, maybe add a couple more so that they can earn their fast start silver bonuses as well. Or they can also, if they've already added one and it was several months ago, they are going to be eligible for the fast start refresh as well. So they can be working towards silver and senior silver as well. Um, let's see. I think that's really it. Those are some things I really want us to focus on um, as you're getting organized. But I think some of the things that are most helpful is going to be to have a vision of where you want to go. And so Sally talked about think about where do you want to be in 5 years? Think about even where you want to be next year at this time. How do you want to be starting 2026? And what does that mean for what you need to be doing now to get there? And we had several people at our live event in Grand Rapids that shared some really great tips. One of them just shared a little bit about working through like the different seasons of um, life and the ideas of always staying really servant hearted, and how even in challenging times when we're thinking about others, it makes some of the stuff that we're going through easier. But the idea of also living by vision and conviction and not by our emotions. And I know I am super guilty of this. And so that one really hit home for me is if I'm just not feeling it and I'm not showing up, that's hurting where I want to be. And it's not that I can't get there, but I do need to be diligent in still showing up and doing the daily tasks to make sure that I'm keeping my eyes and my vision on where I want to be going, not just where I am in the moment. Like I have to keep my head up at where I want to go, not down in the moment. So I found that super helpful. And I hope that's helpful for you guys too, as you're thinking through where do I want to go and where do I want to be in 5 years? Think about the steps that it's going to take to get there. And I know we really want to cheer you on in whatever that is and what that looks like. And if we can encourage you and help keep your vision where you want to be, we absolutely want to do that. So, um, I don't know, is there anything else you want to add, Sal, before we hop off?
I think that's it. I think so many of the things that we do and maybe take for granted in our with our products and with what we talk about all the time, like go for a walk after meals, like our energy. I have heard someone else, probably on Instagram somewhere, explain like that our energy really comes in view of confidence. Like when I have more energy, I just am typically more confident. It's usually when I feel run down or overwhelmed or like exhausted that I'm just like wah, wah, and I just have that about me. So, like, there is so much about protecting your mindset, protecting your body and your like your space, like setting yourself up to actually be able to have enough energy to pour out and to exude confidence and to live into all of these gifts and things that God's given us so that we can do the work from an energetic and confident place and not just from drudgery, right? Like nobody's joining when we're just checking off boxes, right? Nobody really wants to jump on that plane that's going nowhere. I loved that from Genevieve. God bless her. I don't know where she is now, but that was just always such a great thing. Like, if you're just inviting someone on a plane to nowhere, nobody just wants to ride around on an airplane. And especially an airplane where you're just like, well, I'm kind of tired. I want to take a nap, put my headphones on. Like, we got to remember that our plane is going somewhere. We have a plane that gets to go all kinds of fun places. So, where is your plane going? What are you actually inviting people onto? And is it a plane that they want to get on because it has a destination that's going to be amazing for them too? So, let's charge the energy behind what we know is possible and behind the activity and behind the vision that we know we can achieve, with the Lord's help, obviously, but for sure with us just protecting that kind of peace and energy in our lives. So I love you guys. I was excited about this call and I'm so thankful. Thank you, Kim, for, reminding us all of those things. And for sure, watch that video and that post that has all the resources and links to all of the things that we are talking about is on there. And let's get on this. Let's not waste this opportunity for yourselves, for myself, for yourself to grow your paycheck, desire to have a new team. I love Jessica Heffley is always saying that like it is possible. There are people out there that will be fun to work with that are going to want to do this with you, but are we asking the right questions and are we finding those people or are we just going back to the people that we know are safe and are going to try the products and we can check off that we added our 3 people, right? There are people out there that will help make this fun for you and that you will enjoy doing this with because they're going to run and they're going to love it. So let's have the energy and confidence and excitement to find those people and bring them in, including all of us together. Like, let's make this fun again because we're all excited about where we're going. All right. I love you guys. I'm proud of you and I'm excited for this year. I really am. Y'all take care and have a good night of rest so that you're energetic and we can be confident tomorrow.